Hey kids, do you listen when your little brother tells you to do something? Like maybe he told you to take out the garbage. But of course you didn't listen. But do you listen when your parents tell you to take out the garbage? Hopefully you do, because you know they're in charge.
Well, in today's lesson, we're going to see who God tells us to listen to. Jesus led Peter, James, and John up a high mountain to be alone.
Jesus had 12 disciples that traveled around and taught with him, but these 3 guys were like his best friends.
And what happened up there is called the Transfiguration,
which was just a fancy way of saying that Jesus changed the way that he looked. Jesus' face and clothes turned bright like the sun.
Well, that's pretty crazy, but it gets even crazier.
2 guys from the Old Testament named Moses and Elijah appeared and started talking to Jesus.
Those guys were really important leaders, and they had been dead for a really, really long time.
Jesus' disciples were very excited to see them, and they wanted to make a shelter for them so they could stay.
But then they disappeared, and then another crazy thing happened. The disciples heard a voice coming from the sky.
The voice they heard was God the Father, and when they heard him, they fell to the ground and were terrified.
God is so powerful, and they didn't even think they should be in his presence.
And God didn't want them to be afraid, but he did want to get their attention.
And here's what he said. Memory verse. This is my dearly loved son, who brings me great joy. Listen to him.
And here's what we can learn from this. When we understand who Jesus is, we will listen to him.
The real reason for the Transfiguration was to show Jesus' disciples who he really was.
When the disciples saw this, you know they really listened to what Jesus had to say.
Jesus is God himself. If that's not a guy worth listening to, I don't know who is.
And when you see who Jesus is, that will make us want to listen to him, kids.
So we should read our Bibles and see what he has to say to us.
So kids, next time your parents tell you to take out the trash, remember this lesson.
Listen to your parents, but most importantly, listen to Jesus.